All right, people. We are in for a good show tonight. We've got some great stuff to talk about. Man, Taylor Swift and the Eras Tour movie, guys, did really well at the box office, and it's got the potential to possibly do better as the weeks go by. And guys, Daredevil Born Again scrapped, being reworked. Kevin Feige saw what happened and said, listen, saw the first 4 episodes and was not impressed, I guess, y'all, because they went ahead and fired the writers, the directors, and they are moving in a new direction, guys. But we'll get all into that, y'all. Let me bring in my co-host with the most, my man Loretto. What's going on, man? How are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm just staying positive. My boys lost today, but hey, we're gonna learn from it. It's something to learn from, and I'm ready to talk shop, man. We got a lot of great news tonight.
At least you guys are going to learn from the losing, because one of our teams has not really learned from the losing. Let's just say that.
Hey, I heard it's about time y'all are going to start fire sailing and just rebuilding the machine.
Come on, man. It's been a bit of a joke. I'll say that. Almost, but you know what? There is some positivity around the corner, okay? We've got some chances, I think. I think we've got some chances, but what's going on, Joe San in the house? What's up, man?
Mr. Joe San. I guess he's not feeling the shave, but hey, man, I gotta get ready.
Crispy, bro. It's looking crispy.
Yeah, it's part of my. It's part of my Halloween. You guys will see. I'm getting ready for Halloween. So.
All right. Said let go. Brock Purdy is mortal after all. The Brock Purdy slander flying in. And Joe San likes to shave.
Come see me when y'all Ravens are in the playoffs, y'all, and making some noise. I ain't trying to hear none of that, Tyler. Y'all have your own problems, man.
And old kicker carried them to the win today.
Hey, he
Justin
kicked like
Tucker did
50
it.
field goals.
I was like, that man kicked 6 field goals today.
Yeah, no touchdowns for Lamar. What's going on?
Man, 18 points for Joe from him. Why'd I almost say Joe Flacco? Jesus. 18 points single-handedly from your kicker, man. Thank you. I'll take it, Mr. Tucker. But yes, let's head on into our first segment, y'all, because we are ready to talk about this. Time for Rate Your Hype, y'all. And this week we're going to talk about just one. We had a new trailer for The Iron Claw, which, man, this looks like it could be really good, guys. The trailer looked awesome. And the film is centered around the Von Erich family, a dynasty of wrestlers from the 1960s onward that had enormous success and popularized the Iron Claw professional wrestling hold. However, they not only had to battle inside the ring, but fight the Von Erich curse outside of it. And I know Tyler, big wrestling fan. I know he knows about the Von Erich family. And just for those that don't, they were a dynasty, a wrestling dynasty family. And the curse, essentially, unfortunately, they kept passing one after another. They kept passing on. And it's an unfortunate curse that has happened with them, the Kennedys, something we see over and over, unfortunately, in history. But this cast is loaded. You've got Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White, who has been killing it on The Bear, by the way. If you haven't watched The Bear, man, he has been tearing it up. So I'm glad to see him in another project. Harris Dickinson is in it. Lily James, as well as a slew of other cast members. And then it's directed by Sean Durkin, who actually I haven't seen any of his movies, man. I mean, The Nest, I haven't seen that one. He had that one with Elizabeth Olsen, Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene. Never saw that one. So it'll be my first one. I might go back and watch his filmography before watching this one, but just with all that, the trailer that's come out this week, it looked really good, man. I mean, you had some great cinematography, but not just that, some great looking performances from Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White. I'm really excited to see these two on screen together, and it just looks like it could get really like dark, but also have some very heartfelt moments and really tell a good story about this family. How do you feel about it, man? Just seeing all the trailer and the cast and all that.
So, as somebody that grew up a wrestling fan, when I was little, I was really, really into the WWF. And notice I said WWF. That was before
man.
WWE.
You know, you was into that old school.
That's what I'm saying. So, all you youngins out there, it was WWF before it was WWE.
WWE, yep.
Eventually, they fucking bought out everybody almost. So, but yeah, I grew up on that. So, you know, Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, The Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man. That was my era, man. DX eventually when I started getting my preteen years.
Man, my era was Stone Cold Steve Austin, baby. That was peak, bruh.
Hell yeah, cracking open the beers. Give me a hell yeah. So yeah, you know, wrestling's fun and that speaks to me already, but looking at this trailer, I'm at a solid 9. You already said it well. It looks like it's shot well. The costume designs, and one thing I gotta praise is that when you do these biopics, when you see people really dive into the role, like look at Zac Efron, he is shredded. He's totally bought into this role, and just from the clips of the trailer, like he looks like he might be gunning for a nomination, maybe. Same thing, Jeremy Allen White. They look like they're gonna pour their hearts into this. And my girl, Lily James, is looking beautiful as always. I'm so happy every time she's on screen. We got a lot of star power here, man. And I'm excited. Again, like you, I'm not familiar with the director's work either, but just based on the trailer alone, the music, the vibe, the intensity, there's a lot of underlying drama. They didn't really show all of it. They showed some of the fun stuff, but they didn't show some of the really heart-wrenching stuff. And I think we're gonna be in for a ride for sure.
I mean, Tyler's saying it in the comments here. Iron Claw coming for the Oscars, and Zac Efron is shredded. You're right. I mean, I'm like, that dude is looking huge. I mean, almost unrecognizable. And that's one good thing about his career is we've seen that he can transition into being a wrestler and being a beach god. He could really transition into different roles. I mean, even which killer did he play in that Netflix movie?
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. I can't remember, man.
Man, there's movies. Zach is always jacked,
So
but this
I was
is
gonna
like
say
another
when
level.
he first came out though, he was kind of a pretty boy, High School Musical and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, but I
So you
mean,
know what I
when
mean? Like
as
he
an
started bulking up
adult,
though. Yeah,
he's been pretty
yeah,
big.
yeah.
Like
He started bulking up. Yeah, Baywatch and all that. Yep.
Baywatch,
Mike, Mike,
man.
Mike, Mike.
Hey, what's going on, Mike? Good to see you, man. Yeah, the glow up is crazy.
Oh, Bundy.
Ted
That's what it
Bundy.
was.
That's
Yeah, he
right.
played
Yep,
Bundy.
Ted Bundy.
I didn't see the movie, but I saw some clips. He was pretty chilling.
He wasn't bad. Yeah, he wasn't bad. The movie was pretty, but he was pretty good in the role. I thought he was good in the role. So honestly, he has range. We've seen this, and I mean, it's a little early, and I don't know about this, but maybe he makes it to that nomination lineup. I don't know, man. I mean, listen, it looks like there could be a lot of really emotional talent in this movie. So we'll have to wait and see, man, because I think it looks really, really good. Just well produced. The production value looks great. Not only that, as you were saying, the roles, there's just a lot of gravity underneath what's happening here. So I really am so curious to see how they tell this story. And just the trailer mostly looked like happy moments and stuff, but you could feel the dark underbelly as you were watching it. There's a lot going on underneath the surface. So can't wait to check it out, man. I'm at a solid 9 for this one. How high are you for this?
I'm at a 9 as well.
Yeah,
And
this looks good.
like you were saying, it feels like A24 is posturing this film right in the middle of award season. Like this is the time to drop your Oscar films, and this looks like A24 is pushing this one for that. So
yeah, it's very possible we could start seeing some campaigns, man. But I'm so curious to see if it does anything, like even supporting. I'm curious because, man, I mean, I feel like that actor race is pretty much locked in with Killian. Like, I don't think anybody's gonna get that win from him, man.
I was gonna say, well, to be honest, yeah, Oppie's gonna get nominated for everything for sure. Score, writing, picture, everything. Just
I think it's gonna blow through a lot of categories, bro. Everything.
Yeah. Sound design. Yep. Everything.
Oppenheimer coming to sweep, okay? Or at least try.
Yeah.
The Joe San's at an 8. Yeah, I feel that. I'm really, really interested. Just having read up about the Von Erich family, I really, really am curious to see how they make this movie. I can't wait. But y'all, that's the only one this week for our out of 10, y'all. We're gonna move on to our main meat and potatoes of the show. Listen to my boy Lo. What's up?
All right. Swifties rejoice. The Eras Tour film has finally released, and surprise, surprise, opens at #1 with a whooping $96 million domestic haul. Who is this Taylor Swift girl? Why is she so popular? No, I'm just kidding. Look, she is a megastar. She owns the world right now. Call her what you want. She is a pop culture icon. And even though we are not on screen, we are not surprised by this news. Queen Taylor, whatever Swifties call her, she is living in her best moment right now. She's living her best life. She's over here stealing time from NFL games because she's dating Travis Kelce. I mean, it's just crazy. And look, and just to kind of give you guys some context here, Exorcist was at #2 with $11 million. So nobody went to the theaters except for Swifties. We are at an all-time low. Paw Patrol made $7 million at the third spot. It was either Swifties at the movie theaters or nobody. So I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but let me toss this to you, Leo. I mean, of course Taylor's #1, right? Of course.
Of course, man. I don't think there was ever any doubt. I think it was going to be clear. I mean, this thing has an A+ cinema score. It's got a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, 99% audience score. I feel bad for the sap who's going to say that this was a bad movie. Just delete all your social media accounts if you decide to do that. That's all I'm going to say. But
the Swifties will get you.
Yeah, let's be honest. I don't think the fan base is going to be very appreciative of that rating. That being said, you know what? I was thinking about going, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not that into it. Once I saw the crowd, I'm like, okay, I'm glad y'all having fun. I'm not that into it, but this is not shocking whatsoever. My thing, guys, and feel free to let us know in the comments. What I'm worried about is Killers of the Flower Moon, man. I think if this ran over Exorcist like a truck, I mean, this thing, Exorcist came out the last week. I really think that we could be looking at Killers of the Flower Moon 20 million. I mean, 25, 26, and this Taylor Swift movie picking up another 60. I mean, I don't know, man. And people were buying repeat watches and buying tickets throughout the weekend. I don't know, man. I think this could sell some more tickets, bro. And I'm worried about Killers of the Flower Moon. I think this could be October's like biggest movie potentially.
As frustrated as I am, because I do feel like it's going to affect the box office opening, at least, of Killers. I think Killers will have legs. And I will say this, hot take, guys, hot take. Taylor Swift is not Barbie. I'm telling you, we'll see how long the Swifties can keep this afloat. But I don't think it's going to have the legs that Barbie did. And, you know, I think Killers will outlast it in the long run, especially for the Oscar push.
You think Killers of the Flower Moon is going to like come in at number 1 next week?
It pains me to say it. It's an uphill battle for our boy Marty. You know, cinematic legend Martin Scorsese going up against Taylor Swift, and he's probably gonna lose, y'all. So gotta buckle down. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's gonna lose. I think Taylor will have one more week, and then we'll see how long the Swifties can keep going back to the theaters, because I think it's gonna trail off at some point.
Listen, man, I want to be as confident with you with that, but the way I saw the video and I was like, this ain't gonna be their only viewing, man. The way that I saw them girls and guys falling out, and I was like, that's not gonna be their only viewing, I don't think, man.
I guess. I mean, unless they spam the box office and buy tickets and don't go. But in my head, I'm like, y'all gonna sit for 3 hours every time, you guys, and then dance around and scream and holler? Like, how many times you guys gonna do that, guys?
I think this is playing till November, so it's not even. At least that's what the last I saw. So it's about 4 weeks. It'll die down at about week 3, but I think week 2 will still be swinging out of the gate, man.
Yeah. And wait, so it's a limited run? It's not having a full box office?
Like, no, release? I don't think so. At least where it's at right now. But what's going on, Laser? Good to see you in here. You said you should be ashamed of yourself. Probably the Taylor Swift thing.
Before we move on, because I do want to move on. As you guys can tell, I love Taylor Swift. But I gotta ask you, Leo, because I think this brings up a question, like an interesting question. I am a avid concert goer, and I'm an avid believer in supporting live music and supporting artists. Do you think this kind of like medium for music is good or bad? And is it bad for cinema? I don't know.
I think it's really good for big artists because of accessibility. I think that people who can't see a Taylor Swift or a Beyonce, or who I think might very well follow up this formula, Olivia, what's her name? Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, Olivia Rodrigo. I could see that.
Might follow this formula as well. I think for big artists like that, where, the tickets sell out in a matter of seconds, tickets are then $1,200. You know, I think that this opens up the possibility of people being able to see it. Older people with disabilities that cannot actually see the concert. I think this would be a great avenue for concerts like that, of that magnitude. Now, you don't want to do it at like rinky-dink medium level artists, you know what I mean? But it needs to be like arena sellers and people who are just like selling out like crazy. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to work. But I think the accessibility is there. And especially if it has like a limited run, I think that could be okay. I don't know that any other artist is going to dust through movies like Eras will. And like you said, Eras is going to run out of steam eventually. So, but I'm going to be real with you, man. I don't think Killers of the Flower Moon going to hit number 1, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I'm sad to say it, but Colby's in the building. What up?
What's going on, G. Colby? Good to see you, man.
He's saying he would pay to see a Foo Fighters concert. See, I'm on the side. I don't even think Foo would do this. I think Foo Fighters want you to come to the show. So, I mean, that's where I stand too. I feel like there's something about the live experience, but also to your point, Leo, not everybody can shell out the cash for the ticket sometimes, so I get that. But
and it's not in everybody's state. And I mean, like, again, I think it's got to be select cases, but I think that it could work out. I like
yeah,
the idea.
you know,
I would prefer to be in person as well, but I like the idea.
yeah, and also to your point, I think that accessibility for fans, especially if someone as big as a Taylor Swift or Beyonce, I think that's a good thing and not a bad thing. So,
and see, here's G. Colby. Costs too much money. The
yeah.
cost of these things are just crazy, man.
Yeah. Side note, screw you, Ticketmaster.
Right.
They have a
Horrible.
stranglehold in the ticket market, and they jack these prices like
Dude, the
crazy.
fees are so bad, bro.
It's so stupid. Like, so
Stupid.
boo to you, Ticketmaster. But let's move right along, guys. Hey, another surprising news of the week. DCU finally officially confirms that none of the original Justice League actors are coming back for the new DCU. I mean, we more or less kind of figured that already. I mean, the writing was on the wall, and I think the only ones that were on the fence was Gal Gadot and maybe Jason Momoa. But I think, you know, we've kind of been over this ad nauseum, Leo. We've kind of been covering this for a long time now, and I think maybe it's just for the best. I know you were part of that idea that maybe we should just sweep and just start over clean. So I'm sure this is music to your ears, man. But what a mess this is, right? I mean, like, with everything that's happened with Shazam: Fury of the Gods and Black Adam and Blue Beetle just being left to die. Like, I mean, it's just crazy. And like, Leo, let me ask you, like, the fact that we kind of already knew this was happening, do you think this news has any like real relevance, or were they just saying it just to say it? Like, it feels kind of like the timing's really odd. Like,
so Variety came out with a heck of a piece that centered on the Amber Heard,
okay,
Jason Momoa, Aquaman stuff, and the drama, y'all, there was a lot of tea in that article, y'all. Like, there was some reports of people showing up drunk and all this stuff, whatever. There was that part of it, and then there was this piece of it as well that described that, hey, for what we know of now, none of them are returning. Potentially, Momoa had talks about Lobo, potentially. So maybe he'll be back for Lobo. But listen, I know I was chanting and cheering and ranting and raving for Gal to come back as Wonder Woman. But honestly, guys, I'm okay with it. I'm okay. 100% okay. Yes, I agree with you, Tyler. Fire Henry Cavill. I'm 100%
see, that's what killed me
okay
is
starting
they
something
straight
new.
up booted him like months ago.
Booed it. And you know what? I'm so glad they're not coming back either. Bye-bye,
Yes.
Ezra Miller. See ya.
Deuces.
So I'm okay with it. I think it's time to move on, time to move forward. If they want to bring Jason Momoa back as Lobo, listen, he already played a flamboyant version of the character earlier this year in Fast X, and I really like the character. So I am super down for all of this, okay? I'm down.
And also,
you
I
know
think
what?
Momoa,
Oh, go ahead.
Momoa is a charismatic and fun enough actor. He wants to do that. He could do that. I don't think it's going to be a detriment to the current or the new DCU or anything. I think he'll probably be good as Lobo. So
Honestly, I think that's probably more fitting than for his personality than another Aquaman go around. I don't know, but I think WB is pretty much just done with Aquaman. They're done, man. Like they're like, get this out, man. Let's just do it. I don't think they care at all about Aquaman. It's very clear in the marketing. They have two other big-ish movies coming out in December with Wonka and The Color Purple. And I'm like, what is WB doing? Like, they're just self-sabotaging, putting out all these movies in December, one after another.
I mean, okay, so you know, let's just kind of like rewind really quick before we go on to the next piece here. Like within the past like year, DC hires Henry Cavill. Black Adam doesn't do so well. They fire Henry Cavill. They announce James Gunn, the new universe, and then this year comes and they have like 3 movies coming out, and it literally felt like you said, Leo. It felt like DC was like, whatever, just put it out. Like we're done with it. But like you guys can watch it if you want. Like it's just like they just did not care about Shazam, Blue Beetle, or Aquaman. They were just like, whatever, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. And then they put all their chips in the Flash, and the Flash was the worst performing film of like was it the worst like opening superhero film ever? Like
Yeah, something
so
along those lines. I
yeah,
just
something along the
they had their opportunity to funnel that money in the Blue Beetle. I think there was an opportunity to really take some of that budget that they had from what they were doing with the Flash, all this monstrosity that was going on over there. Take that, funnel that back into Blue Beetle, man. I think you can make you can make a case for him being their Spider-Man, being this fresh new take on, on superhero families, and just really lean into the culture part of it as well. They just let that flop, man. They let that fumble and tumble, and they're trying to do the same with Aquaman. Maybe it'll make a buck, but we'll see.
It's just so funny, like within the past like 12 months, how many L's they took dealing with DC.
Month
It's
after
just
month.
it's insanity. Like
We got Joe Son here saying Lucas Till is Flash, man. Listen, Joe Son, I support the Jack Quaid as Flash. I think that could be a match made in heaven, especially my boy get a little bit of bulk on him. Dude, I think it could be that could be a great Flash there, in my opinion. And he can lean Wally or he could do the Barry route. I'm going Jack Quaid, my man.
hey,
All right,
Leo, you might know better than me. Any truth to what Laser's saying that the Warner Brothers might be sold off? No, right?
So,
I mean,
that's what they were examining in the article. Some of the people on the lot were thinking that would sell. Maybe. I don't think Universal has the check to buy all of them. So I don't know, but maybe.
yeah. Or maybe
very
like they
much
might just sell DC.
speculation. Huh?
Maybe they might just sell DC. Maybe.
Very possible. You know what? If they got rid of DC, that might be the best for the universe, man.
I was gonna say.
I mean, honestly,
that might be like. I bet you there's a portion of the world where everyone's just rejoicing, like, yes, down with WB.
down with WB, bro.
Oh man. But seriously, it's comic. It's like comedic, like how badly DC has done in the past year. It's just ridiculous.
I mean, it's actually a lesson here, I think, in future cinematic world building. Man, if you're gonna make a film franchise, don't try to catch up to another one. Don't do it, man. Don't try to be the MCU. Don't.
All right, y'all. Moving right along. This news is a little bit exciting, but also kind of like it's just. I guess this is just the state of cinema right now. But A24, the movie studio, is looking to invest in action and big IP movies after losing millions on their last couple of films, including the Joaquin Phoenix starring Beau Was Afraid, Ari Aster's latest and greatest. But I mean, A24 has such a good catalog, and I felt like they put out quality films, and not enough studios do that. And it's like, I just hope that if they reach for these actions and IPs, I just hope they don't lose that quality. I hope they don't lose the charm that A24 has. I mean, I try to put some of the best here, but I mean, like, look at all the work that Ari Aster's done before Beau Was Afraid, like Midsommar and Hereditary, and then look at Everything Everywhere All at Once, winning Best Picture, getting Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor for Ki Kwan, and Best Actress for Michelle Yeoh, and Past Lives this year is doing amazing. Look at Mia Goth here. I mean, they have so many awesome, amazing films. I just hope they don't lose the quality. I mean, how did you feel when you heard about this, Leo?
So mixed feelings. I agree with that. I don't want them to lose that quality, man. There's such charm and excellent storytelling and world building in A24. Really, every A24 movie, not everyone, but most of them for the most part, you're wrapped in this new world that really takes you on a great journey. And I don't want them to lose that, man. I don't want to lose these elusive stories that we get when we think of A24. There's so many thoughts to it, but I think when you think of an A24 film, you think of something that's going to be very artful and have a deep message. But you look at the last couple of movies, you look at Beau Was Afraid, you look at, think about other movies, After Yang, that just made nothing. Like, I get where they're going. Like, I understand that. Look at Men, nothing. Some of these movies make nothing.
After Yang was amazing as well. It's just nobody saw it.
Phenomenal film, but it made no money. And so I get where they're coming from. I see why they tried to nab Halloween. They need a franchise, man. Like they feel like they need something to get them a little bit of taste of that box office, man. Because let's be real, Everything Everywhere All at Once made a lot, and then I think Pearl made some money, and X probably, but like, dude, when's the last time that an A24 movie just cleaned up at the box office?
Right.
Never.
And what's funny, I'm looking at the picture right now. Like, I don't think The Whale sold that much, right? Like The Whale, it was all about Brendan Fraser, but they weren't really making money off of it. Like
The Whale, Lighthouse, all these fire movies, nothing. They're making nothing.
Yeah.
I get it.
And actually, you know what? I think Uncut Gems did pretty well because a lot of people like Adam Sandler.
Yep, I think that one had a good box office.
But it's definitely like up and down. Like there's not a lot of consistency. It's like,
yeah, so on a 19 mil budget, 50 million for that box office, which is good
for Uncut Gems.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like almost tripling their budget.
Yeah. Yep, 100%. Oh, just cancel Euphoria and keep it pushing A24.
Is that where all their money's going?
Man, before the controversy, that Beef show, that was seeming like that might be A24's ticket in the Emmys and stuff, and that controversy really ate them, man.
Uncut Gems. That girl is weird, man.
I did not like Beau is Afraid. I did not like that movie.
Wait, you didn't like it at all?
Not really.
Yeah. Well,
let me tell you what the budget they had on Beau is Afraid. Did y'all really think general movie going wanted to see it? No.
Yeah, probably not.
No. What was the budget for Beau is Afraid?
It was pretty high from what I recall.
I think I recall seeing that too. Let's see. 35 million.
But what did it make back? Because
like
I was gonna say I don't think it made any of that back.
Nobody wanted to see that. What movie was that? Like, honestly, how do you market a movie like that?
Right.
So I think A24, this conversation we're having now, these are conversations they're having in boardrooms. Well, what the hell is this Beau is Afraid movie? Nobody knows. They're losing money. They gotta make money, man. I think it's the right move for them, and maybe that's controversial. Call me crazy. Oh no. I think it's the right move. Stay alive.
Hey, man, I was gonna say, hopefully they, I don't know what they're gonna grab, but hopefully it's fun though. Maybe they could like remake Rush Hour or something. Something like that. Lethal Weapon or something like.
Oh man, but you know what? I think there's still a possibility. I mean, talk to me, dude. 4.5 million budget, 50 million, bro. Or no, I'm sorry, 89.4 million at the box office.
See, okay, hold on. This is the route that I hope they don't go, though. I hope they don't just settle on some random character or like hero off the, because I feel like a lot of the good stuff's already like, it's taken. Like, I don't know what they could pull from, but I really hope they don't go to a cheap route. Like, they remake Beetleborgs or some shit. Like,
nah, man. Well,
I don't want to see none of those cash grabs. Nah. You know? That's my biggest thing. So.
We're not doing that, bro.
Yeah.
No.
But you guys remember Beetleborgs?
Huh?
Beetleborgs?
They're not doing no Beetleborgs. That's not happening, man. But I mean, they could grab something. I mean, it is hard. It's slim pickings now. Like, I'm sure Netflix has got a lot of anime. So that live action market is pretty much sold up. Where do they go?
Right. It's funny because it's interesting that they mention IP, but it's like there's so many IPs that they're either in development or they just have their own thing. Like Hasbro has their own little toy game board universe. And...
I hope they go ahead and just ditch that idea. Please ditch out on that, please. Yeah, and now recently Nintendo with Illumination. I mean,
there you go. Exactly. See, like, so it is interesting. Like, what are they going to latch on to? They might have to do like a joint studio thing, like a joint contract, maybe.
I mean, here's the thing: is I'm wondering what's really open. Like, are one of those big horror IPs open?
I got Tyler excited.
Beetleborgs, man, take that one back to the drafts.
You like that Beetleborgs? Those knockoff Power Rangers? I don't know, man. Hey, the suits look kind of cool, though. The suits are kind of cool.
I would low key watch a Lethal Weapon A24.
That's what I'm talking
Hey,
about.
hold
Like
on,
make it kind
hold
of
up.
gritty, you know, like
Get you make a remake or something.
and like you gotta have a as long as the duo has really good chemistry, you could have fun with something like that. Like a really good buddy comedy. I would love to see A24 do something like that. Look at The Nice Guys. One of my
Yeah.
favorite films, and it's like kind of came out of nowhere.
Nice Guys, man. Good one. Yeah, we need some A24 action movies. I mean, one could argue Good Time is kind of action, but it's more thriller.
Oh yeah, that's definitely more of like a suspense kind of drama.
Yeah. Um, Laser said an A24 movie based off him. The
All right,
Laser, the movie.
The
Imagine.
Laser.
Um, Beef? Are you talking Beef? Didn't do it for you, Joe-san?
No idea.
Yeah, because Beef, man, that show was
They
good.
going off on a tangent over there, but with all that being said, let's keep it moving. But this is interesting. I think we can't really judge it until A24 starts making those moves, like start putting out that kind of stuff. But we'll see what they do with it.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, going back into the world of superheroes, the highly anticipated Daredevil Born Again Disney Plus series is being scrapped, completely reworked, and rewritten. It's crazy. And I don't know what went wrong, but Marvel said nope. And they are hitting the reset button, guys. This is crazy. I almost like fell out of my seat when I heard this, and I kind of feel bad for everybody involved. But apparently, the main problem from what I read is that it was very much focused on the the legal courtroom stuff of the character, and there wasn't enough like bone crunching action, I guess. So they just completely toss it out. From what I heard, we don't even see the Daredevil suit until like episode 4 of the series, or give or take. So I mean, maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe they can really, really bring us something special with the reworking and the rewriting. But this is crazy news, man. What did you think when you first heard this, Leo? I think you made like a video, right? Like,
Yeah, so on the main channel, guys, Geekly Goods, I've been following along with the MCU, the updated synopses, and then, of course, this update. Now, what's so interesting about this one is, yes, it exposed and really peeled back the layers of the process of the Marvel TV productions. And unfortunately, the process just was not good. So the way that they're making these shows is they're taking their budgets, the big $150 million budgets, $200 budgets, and they're making these shows. And then after they're made, then they're deciding to go back and make changes. And this, listen, guys, this isn't a YouTube video. For perspective, TV is made with a show Bible to really coordinate and run the show. And they're made with showrunners, TV people, producers, TV showrunners, and exec producers. They're having like movie executives run this universe. That's what they said in the THR article. So they're running this whole ship as if it's an MCU movie, and they gotta make a TV production. This can't feel like a movie. This has got to be a TV show. So they are scrapping this process. They're bringing in some TV producers. Maybe they'll bring in the people behind the Netflix Daredevil. We'll see. But yes, exactly like you said, Loretto, we weren't going to see Matt Murdock in the suit until episode 4. Blah. It was going to be mostly a court procedural, which there is some court procedural things in Daredevil. However, we have to see the other side of Matt Murdock's life as well. And now, guys, I'm going to drop a big one here. So if you don't want to hear, well, I'll say this supposed leak is actually kind of bunk anyway, because if it doesn't come out, it's not coming out. So we'll talk about it. There was a leak that came out low that said that Foggy and Karen were going to be killed in a hit off screen by Kingpin. Off screen.
oh, that's
And then
that makes sense, but it's also kind of infuriating. Like that's like the most disservice to people that love the original Netflix show. So
yep, and then Matt was going to be kind of reeling with that, and the Punisher works his way back in. It just was a bit of a hodgepodge mess going on with that, but it's scrapped, so we'll see what happens. But it sounds like Kevin Feige was like, this is not it. Scrap it and
They
let's
said
start over.
they hit they hit the red. Nope, they hit the button. They were just
Yeah,
like start
they
over.
hit eject. Because think about it, man. It's like with Secret Invasion, and I loved it, but She-Hulk, the reception of it was really bad, and
Yeah,
a lot of people didn't watch Miss Marvel, even though it was critically well rated. I mean, I think it was like in
yeah,
a 90% in Rotten Tomatoes and 88 on the audience side. However, nobody watched it.
yeah.
So unfortunately, they've been suffering for a little bit, and I think Moon Knight was kind of mixed reception. So the TV side's been rough for a little bit.
You know, it's funny that I'm really glad that you brought that up about the article because you know a lot of these shows they're suffering because when you break a movie into like 8-hour parts, it just doesn't flow well. It doesn't come together as a series. And it looks like things like, I mean, I don't know if it would have saved Secret Invasion or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but you could tell like the format of these were like written as a movie, but when you break it into these
Yeah.
episodes, it just doesn't gel. It doesn't make sense. And yeah, I think, yeah, you know what? What Colby was saying, when people first heard it, they're probably like, no, but now that we're talking about it, fleshing it out, it probably is for the best. Probably is for the best.
Listen,
So
I was one of them people. I was like, oh no, and then I was like, oh. I read the article and I said, you know what? Go ahead, cook,
right,
because that ain't
right. So
it.
now, what's interesting though is it kind of creates this precedent now because first of all, people love there's a beloved cult following for the original Netflix series. So you got to
Absolutely
please them.
part of
You
it.
got to please them, and then you get all the people that were just excited to see Daredevil in the MCU proper. And now it's like you scrap it, and now you have all these expectations now. Like this got to be good now. Like whatever
It's
showrunner
got to be
you
good
get,
now.
like whatever writers you get, there's a lot of pressure now because all the spotlight and the eyeballs are looking at this right now. Like what are you gonna do, Marvel? So this is gonna be interesting when the final product starts coming out, the trailers and all that. So we'll see where we end up, and we'll see who they get behind the show because. I'm not gonna be honest. I wouldn't want that pressure. I wouldn't want to be that guy. Like, oh, I gotta save Daredevil. Like,
So I'll say this. I don't think you have to worry too much about the people who want Daredevil in the MCU proper because I think those same people want it to be like the Netflix version. So I think what they're going to need to do is they absolutely got to hit the nail on the head adapting this to make it feel like it's a continuation of that series. That to me should be their priority. Make it feel like it was that Netflix Daredevil show because if you don't, you're going to piss off everybody. The
right?
MCU people
You
don't
lose your
want goofy
audience.
Daredevil. And
Yep.
then the people who like the Netflix Daredevil, myself included, hashtag save Daredevil worked, y'all. Thank goodness it worked. Anyway, being one of those people, I want it to be like that series. And if it was some only court procedural stuff, I would have been pretty upset, honestly.
Right.
And it was going to be 18 episodes. 18.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I was gonna say, I feel like that wasn't thought out well at all, especially just comparing to all the series that some of these 6 episode series have been just falling on its face. So you expected us to tune in for 18? Like, it's a tall order, but we'll see.
No MCU jokey jokes. Nope, cut that down.
Yeah, no She-Hulk cameo. I'm just kidding.
I'm good with
I'm
that, but it got to be gritty.
right, right. No, and I'm not gonna lie. I loved his cameo in She-Hulk. I thought it was
Oh
cute.
yeah, loved it.
I shipped them hard, man. Jennifer Walters and Matt Murdock. I was
Yeah,
with
there
it.
was some chemistry, man. And the
Oh yeah,
flipping that he was doing, I was like, this is hella Daredevil doing all these flips and stuff and being acrobatic. Like it was like very Daredevil. So love that cameo, man. It was so
yeah.
good.
But now that they're kind of starting from scratch, we might not see some Daredevil for a while, folks. But it'll probably be for the best. So moving right along within the same world, the reign of Marvel may have confirmed that Avengers Secret Wars will serve as a soft reboot of the MCU, and it could also possibly bring back characters that have passed on, and we might see recastings of people like T'Challa, Tony Stark, along the line, get a whole new run of Marvel characters after Secret Wars. As disheartening as that is to say out loud, I think if they're gonna keep doing this, at some point this was going to happen. Like, I mean, the current MCU as we know it with all the phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at some point it was going to culminate to some kind of end. All of these actors are growing older. Even Tom Holland himself, he's not going to be Spider-Man forever, right? But it's really interesting to. I mean, I don't know. Is this official, Leo, or is this just hearsay?
So I still got to read the book, guys. So MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios, just dropped, guys, and one of the authors is actually here in Denver. His name is Dave Gonzalez. He's part of the Denver Film Critics. Actually, we probably should get him on the show sometime soon. But he co-authored this book, and it does tell a lot about Marvel Studios. I'm seeing y'all in the comments, by the way. Yes, you know why I like She-Hulk. Okay,
Matt Murdock over here eating his greens.
listen, man. Matt Murdock, baby. Matty Ice said, nah, we ain't calling him Matty Ice. He wins more than that, okay? Want that snoo from Jim Walters. Snoo. But yes, so back onto this. Secret Wars. I do think it's going to be a soft reboot for the MCU. I don't think that's too surprising. However, there are a couple more caveats, y'all. Supposedly, it also is going to make the SSU canon to the MCU. I really hope they just redo them characters entirely. And then another detail was, I think it was just those two. There was like one other detail I had in there, but let me just really quick. Oh yes, so it was a soft reboot, and there are some past characters supposedly reported to return as well, with Steve Rogers, Tony Stark, and T'Challa being a couple of names being passed around. Listen, I gotta read this. I don't know if it confirms that or not. I think it was kind of like a basically it says. So we'll have to wait and see. I kind of want, and hear me out, guys. I kind of want the MCU to just like do a full reboot and just focus on the mutants, focus on the Fantastic Four. I know Fantastic Four comes before Kang Dynasty, but it'd be cool if they were in this new wave. Maybe Inhumans as well. Like, let's just kind of get to a place where we don't even have to watch the other movies. No more Steves, no more Tonys. I get it though. I get the appeal. I just feel like why make another guy Tony Stark? I don't know. But we'll see.
I was gonna say, I actually kind of like that, and also just for context though, it's like we're almost backed into a scenario where we can't do that because for all viewers out there that aren't familiar with Secret Wars is like Endgame times 1,000. You bring the Avengers together with the X-Men, and I try to show the comic
people from different universes and different Earths, and
you bring Spider-Man in with Fantastic Four, and they're all together fighting all these villains, Doctor Doom, and it's crazy. It's a crazy story that they're going to try to show. So it makes sense to reboot after that. But to your point, Leo, I would love the focus shifting away from what we already know. Like kind of like what you're illustrating. So
can't wait till Morbius flies in to say it's Morbin time. Yes, baby. Oh my goodness. Joe-san, you naughty boy. I see you in the comments down there.
Yeah, I've seen that.
What are your thoughts on when people say Marvel should move on from Kevin Feige? No. But he should pass the torch after Secret Wars. I think that's the perfect time for him to say, putting it into some hands of the future. Let it go after Secret Wars, but not right now. Like, don't pull the plug and be like, get rid of Kevin now. Nah, man. Like, we're too far into Kevin Feige's MCU to just pull the plug and get rid of him right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird how people turn on him. I mean, like, you just look at how successful the MCU is right now, and I guess there's people that are just so anti MCU formula, but it's like he's doing a great job. Like,
there hasn't been one MCU movie that has been like far below its budget. Like, just like, oh, made $50 million on a $200 million. Like, come on, man. Let's be honest. The creator didn't even make its budget back. So, which I hate. So, I hate that.
Yeah, no, I was just saying like that's saddening to hear. I was reading that too, but I don't understand people's problem with Kevin Feige. It's like he literally just showed people how to run a franchise. It's thriving. It's still going. So
absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Where do we go from here, though?
The question is, who knows? At this point, it's just like, hey, let's just get to the Secret Wars, and then from there, we'll see what happens. Because,
Yeah.
after that, I don't want them running out with another young actor playing a new Steve Rogers. And so, what do we do? Start the MCU over again? Come on.
Right.
Let's go with a new team. Let's focus on the mutants. Somebody was saying you can't focus on MCU on the mutants. Actually, you can. I mean,
Right.
there's not even just X-Men. So I'm like, okay, you could tell multiple mutant stories. You could rope in the Inhumans. You could even tell them separately and bring them together as the X-Men if you want to do that. I don't know if that could, maybe
And I was just
theoretically.
gonna say, I think the Fox universe itself, while it wasn't perfect, it showed for decades you could have your own little universe with just mutants. So they literally showed you that formula too. So
Could work. They have a formula, but it depends on execution. Guessing because multiverse is all over. Yeah, and honestly, we've had a couple misses, but let's get to the end. Until let's not make too many assumptions till we get to the end. But guys, let's get to the last segment of the show. Guys, let's talk some movies and shows of the week. We're gonna just talk Loki season 2 so far. We are 2 episodes in, guys, and y'all gotta let me know down in the comments how you feeling about Loki season 2 so far. I'm gonna just preface this by saying I was being a little harsh about the first episode. I just thought that maybe I didn't love it as much as everyone else, but I am actually really enjoying the season. I've seen 4 episodes, so from the 4, it did get better for me. But the first one, I was just like, I'll be real, didn't quite love it. Let's all go to the
lobby.
Let's all go to the
lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby and buy us something to eat. That's some shit.
That definitely has that vibe for sure.
It does. Yeah, that was why I chose that one, Jacoby. McDonald's and lime pie. Ooh, some key lime pie sound bomb right now. And I am Iron Man.
Nice.
So good, bro. But yeah, okay. Jacoby, I apologized. I apologize. The first episode, though, not bad. Not bad by any means. I really liked the first episode. I just wasn't as in love with it. It felt a little exposition dumpy, but I really did like Ke Kwan's character. I love just how, like, I don't know, happy he makes me. It's weird to say that, but like seeing him return and just like get a role in Loki. And I love seeing it, man. He just puts a smile on your face. He has so much happy energy. And I just think that he plays off of Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson so well in the scenes he's with them in. But yeah, episode 1 is very much a catch up again. We're getting back into the TVA. I was really thrown off when Mobius and B-15 did not recognize him, though. Thrown off. I was like, oh my goodness. But Lo, initial thoughts on episode 1. What did you think, man? Let's chat about it, bro, because nice return. I didn't love the return, but it was still a good return to the show.
So real quick, Laser. So Leo gets to be Tony Stark, and I don't even get a name. I'm just Agent, TVA Agent. What's going on here?
Oh.
Thank you, Joe-san. Thank you. But let's get back on task here. So let me preface this as well. Loki is my favorite MCU show. Leo is Team WandaVision. I have been Team Loki from episode 1. I know Leo thought Loki season 1 was kind of up and down for him. I love this freaking show, guys. So let's just put that out there. Secondly, okay, the episode was, as a premiere, it did what it was supposed to do. It established where we're going. It reaffirmed us with where we were at with Loki. Had some pretty good twists, but to your point though, Leo, it was kind of like exposition heavy and kind of uneventful ultimately. But you nailed it. Like the second Ke Huy Quan was on the screen, like his spirit, like you just feel how happy he is to not only be there, but just to be like on screen. He's just like, "Hi guys, I'm this nerdy ass smart guy that takes care of the timeline." Like, and of course he is. Of course he is, because he's perfect for that role. Like
Yeah,
him just like coming from under the desk and like tinkering on his little like trinkets. It's like, dude,
he's
it's
perfect,
like
man.
Data from the Goonies in
Yeah,
the future.
yeah.
Like he's just perfect for that
He's right
nerdy
back in that
little
role, bro.
goofy little role, and he's so funny, he's so charming, and like you said, his chemistry with Mobius and Loki is awesome. Like there's actually a little bit that we'll talk about in episode 2 that I was just chuckled with. But as far as the first episode goes, I liked the big moment in the episode is it was kind of confusing at first if you watch it, but like Loki's trying to break up his time shuffling and he had to get like expunged and then pulled out of the timeline somehow
Yeah, where he
magically.
was like time warping.
Yeah, he was time
Yeah,
shuffling, whatever, and then Mobius had to catch him from like outer space and whatever the temporal loom, whatever they were at. It was a little confusing,
it was a
but
lot.
yeah, yeah, it was a lot. But the moment though, like it's kind of going with the suspense of it. I thought that was really cool. It was really touching. Like for a second there, in my head, because we already saw Mobius kind of like have his fake death already. I was in my head, I was like, yo, are they gonna kill Mobius for real? Like,
Dude, I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no.
yeah, because the gate was closed and the gate was closing, and I was like, yo, if they freaking kill Mobius right now. But ultimately though, I thought it did what a premiere is supposed to do. It sets the foundation for the rest of the season, and it was intriguing enough and had enough twists to keep you locked in. However, it wasn't like out of this world. So that's where I'm at too. So
Yeah, dude, that score. Oh my god, dude.
Natalie Holt,
Sound design, like Natalie
Natalie,
Holt, seriously,
she's
give her
amazing.
so much more. Like she needs way many more scores. Dude, she was gonna do Batgirl. I was like, man, that would have been a match made in heaven for Batgirl,
She is
dude. Give it
so
that
good.
mysterious, dark, edgy tone. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
I'm so down. And yeah, the way that she gives you this kind of curiosity invoking sound and like this very like time loopy sort of score, it's very well integrated into the show. And then I really love how the show sets up Kang. I mean, it does it better than does it better than Quantumania. Let's just say like Quantumania. But the way that this set it up, let's just say if if Quantumania did not even happen, and this is how we set up Kang, like I would be intimidated. But I kind of remember the ants, and I'm like, well,
What's up, Project X?
what's
Welcome to
going
the
on, man?
show.
Welcome to the
Uh,
show.
Colby's saying Natalie Holt's score is his favorite MCU score. I don't know about that,
Wow,
but
the entire MCU. Oh,
I mean that's bold. That's bold.
I
But
wouldn't hate that choice. I would not. Not a bad
I was gonna
choice,
say Brian Tyler's got a lot of good ones, man. He's got Guardians and
man.
yeah,
So good.
there's a lot of good ones. Like the Winter Soldier score is amazing. Like,
The Civil War one too. I
Civil
mean,
War is good. So
Wakanda Forever or Black Panther, even the first Black Panther. Oh, so good, dude.
yeah, Ludwig. Yeah, can't can't not. Yeah, so I don't know if it's the best, but it's up there. It's up there.
Yeah, that's one of them for sure. Yes, Batgirl. Oh yeah, it was going to be Batgirl. The Leslie Grace star in Batgirl. She did the score for that one. I said she was gonna, like it didn't happen, y'all. That movie happened and got scrapped. So
Oh, and can I say one more thing about the premiere?
Mhm.
I do like that the premiere kind of like had us for a loop because I don't know about anybody else, but at the end of season 1, we all thought like, oh no, like he's in a whole new timeline where Kang took over the TVA, and I kind of like that. That's not exactly what it was.
Yeah, that
So
wasn't quite what happened.
yeah,
And yeah, because I thought, but it also feels like what's so weird is it feels like that effect from the end of season 1 didn't ripple onto the rest of the MCU. And I'm like, we should have felt those effects a little bit more.
right,
Just a
right. Well,
little. I just think
so, and this has nothing to do with Loki, but
uh,
see, I think that is the issue with the multiverse saga is that there's like these crazy events and crazy multiversal stuff happening, and there's no a mention of it anywhere
yeah,
else.
like barely anything else.
Like No Way Home and even like Multiverse of Madness, didn't really have much connect minus Doctor Strange just acknowledging Peter.
Right, because I thought that would carry over into No Way Home somehow, and yeah, it happened, and then nothing really happened.
Yeah, no, and then even
um,
like WandaVision, and it's just like there's like all these things that could have been happening here and there, and none of it's really like, or like when the branches initially came off the timeline, you thought there'd be more. You see effects of it and other things, and they kind of just ignored it. It's really confusing,
yeah,
actually.
kind
But
of just like happening, and G Kobe brings up a good point. Doesn't feel like they're as connected, so they got to tie the branches a little bit more, pun intended. And we will talk about episode 2 as well, which kind of slowed things down a little, but still kept things very interesting. We get to reestablish Sylvie, and Lowe had him a new favorite character, y'all. He got him a new actor. But you're right. Listen, that guy has so much talent because he was in Blind Spotting. So, and I didn't even recognize. I was like, oh, that's Miles. Okay, I didn't even recognize him. So, but yeah, man, episode 2. What'd you think, bro? I saw it a few
so
weeks ago, so I'm not as fresh off of the boat. But
so from the jump, it just kicked off with that chase in the 70s, and
yeah, that
that
was
actor
cool.
we're talking about, Rafael Casal, played Hunter X5, but in the sacred timeline where he was pulled from, he was an actor named Brad Wolf, which is a great name. It's a fantastic name.
Rafael Casal.
He's at like a 70s movie premiere. He's like the freaking Leo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt of the 70s. People are like trying to get his autograph. They're like swooning. He's
Like,
like this
oh
big shot.
my god!
Yeah, he's like a big shot movie star. And then I just love this whole intro. Like Loki and Mobius are dressed to the nines. They're like attending the premiere, and then they go on a chase through 70s Hollywood. And I think my favorite aspect of this is I've been kind of my only issue with the Loki show, especially from the first film or from the first season. It's like we didn't see enough of Loki's magic. We saw it a lot from his variants and from the Richard E. Grant character, but he himself didn't use it as much, like, if at all. So I thought it was really cool to see his shadow play, his
Yeah, that
you
was
know,
really cool.
his duplications, because we didn't really see that in the first season. So I thought that was
Yeah,
cool. It's
and
like,
using the magic and him
yeah,
being the god of mischief. That was
that is
awesome.
who that is who he is. He is the god of mischief, and he will
Mm-hmm.
deceive you and trick you. So that was really cool to see that in this episode. And then, obviously, I'm a huge fan of Sophie DiMartino as Sylvie. So it really warmed my heart to see her, and not only see her, but kind of see her just slumming it, working at McDonald's. She wants nothing to do with any fighting or any kind of like TVA. She's like, nah, I'm good. I'll just ring up people at McDonald's.
So, a quick note on McDonald's and the inclusion of that. The reason why I like it so much included in the show is because it illustrates the point of Sylvie and how she wants such a simple life now. That like it's simplified down to the T of just working at McDonald's. Like I think that it works so much with where her character is in this story that I saw some people kind of like be like, oh, really, the what's up with the branding and stuff, and I was like, well, I think it works in this sense because it plays to the story. She's down to such a simple life now, and she loves it. I mean, she want to stay there taking orders for them pies, y'all. Sylvie she wants to stay at McDonald's, so I
Right.
love how they interweave that into her story and her character, and it makes me want like a shake, man, one of them green shamrock. But
And
yeah.
so, going back to Rafael Casal, though, that interrogation where Loki's trying to get
Oh, that
information
is
from him,
so good, man.
they're back and forth. And this is why I said what I said before the show, Leo. I was like, yo, this Rafael guy, he might be the next breakout star, looming in the next year or two, man. He's got some
No.
chops. He's got some chops. He was really standing toe to toe with Tom Hiddleston, and he brought the dark side out of not only Tom Hiddleston, but out of Mobius. He brought the dark side
Yeah,
out. And
that was awesome.
yeah, he got under their skin, and I love that scene. I love those kind of scenes where you play with tension, you just play with two characters talking to each other. But if you do it with the right amount of writing and build up the right amount of tension, it makes for a great scene. So I love that. I gotta mention the scene with Kiwi Kwan, because every time he's on the screen, he's just a delight. Even if he's on screen for 5 minutes, he's just a delight. They're like trying to figure out what's going on with this temp pad, and he literally tells them, like, guys, I'm trying to stop the universe from collapsing, and you want me to look at this tempad? And
Right,
they're like, oh
right.
yeah,
He's
no,
like,
no.
really?
They're like, no, go ahead, do what you gotta do. And then he has like a book. He's like, I wrote about it in here. You can read this. Like, he already had it all
Look,
solved. He's like, okay, get away from me.
right. He's like, dude, I gotta get to work, y'all. I can't be messing with all this. But yeah, I
That
think
just
G.
cracked
Kobe
me up.
said it earlier on here. He made a really good point about Kihei Kwan's involvement in that he's glad it's not just a glorified cameo. And I'm so glad too, because he has been involved in every episode we've seen so far. Not going to spoil too much, but he's still involved for a little while. So I'm really happy that he continues to appear in all these episodes. Like, keep him coming. Thanks for coming out, Laser. Appreciate you rolling through, man. But yeah, I feel like I love his involvement as well. I really like this episode for how it just gets Sylvie back into the story, but we also see her and Loki fight alongside one another. That's really cool, man. I really like getting that back as well. Also, the actress that plays Liza Aaron from Game of Thrones, like seeing her in some more stuff.
Nice.
She's just as scandalous as ever. So
Right.
in it. And I really like the actress that plays B-15, man. I think she's got so many chops, and she just got some real good emotional delivery. Like, she was able to convince them that what they were doing was wrong, and the way she's really, really good, man. Her presence on screen is so good too. I'm like, we gotta see her in some more stuff. She was also in that show with Journey Smollett and Jonathan Majors. What show was that?
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft Country. That
Yeah,
show,
she was great. No, she was like
great as well.
Journey's like best friend in that movie, or for that
Her
show.
sister.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, her
It's
sister.
been a while.
Yeah, that was such a good show, man.
Hey, I love that Colby's bringing this up. Like, screw Mobius and Loki. He wants the Casey and Obi's bromance. Hey, they're the new science bros. It was very much
science boys.
It was very much science bros. That was so cool. I forgot about that. But also, you know what's fun too about this episode, and just in general, like, and this is what I'm loving about the show so far. There's just so many fun things they could play with, and what I'm loving is like the whole X mentality between Sylvie and Loki, like that weird energy of like, you know, they kind of had a thing, but she doesn't really want to mess with you right now. And I love how when they're fighting and she grabs his hand, she's like, don't think too much of it. Like, like, you know, like it's like, hey, we're gonna do this, but she's like, yeah, don't worry about this right now.
We're not on those terms right now.
Yeah, like that like mad at you energy between like a lover's quarrel is just so fun to play with. So
and it's themselves, like
yeah,
it's you.
Oh man, it's so good.
Love that conversation between Loki and Mobius in the pie room, talking about not wanting to go back. Yeah, that's a good one, man. Like, because it's like, think from Mobius' perspective. I mean, it's not like he knows a life outside of that, really. So I feel like it's kind of this moral play here, where it's this bit of morality, like, okay, do we go live the lives that we were supposed to have, or do we stay here and dedicate our lives to what we personally have been through? Like, is it our life or not? And so that's such a cool, I think, quirk of this, not quirk really, but like a moral play here of this season of like, do you go live your life, or do you stay and, you know, commit your life to what you were actually made for?
Right. And it's like, that's all Mobius knows, you know,
right?
It's like, that's why he feels that way.
Opposite, you've got the duality between him and Brad, where it's like, would you go the X5 route, or would you stay? It's cool, man. I really like how they're playing that. Kyle Arkin, what's up, bro? Pulling in and wish they did cancel Lovecraft Country. Yeah, man.
Such a cool show.
Such a good show, man. But yeah, this second episode, so many good beats. The show, while I will say better than season 1, episodes 1 and 2, it picks up after this. Like, there's some meaty stuff that starts happening after episode 2. So be prepared, guys, because
also really quickly, because I feel like he gets kind of overshadowed with all these other characters. Like, Colby actually shouted her out. I was trying to remember her name. Wunmi Masako as B-15.
Yeah, Masako.
She's great. And we haven't even seen Gugu Mbatha Raw, who plays Renslayer.
Ravana Renslayer coming back.
She's amazing, but it's like he gets overshadowed, but Owen Wilson is really pouring himself into this role, and I love it.
Mhm.
Like, for example, that whole dialogue about him, like, I don't want to go to the sacred timeline. I don't know that life. I know this life. This is what I care about. Like,
Right.
he is acting. He is acting his ass off. Like I think when I first heard about him being in the show, there was some worry, like, is he gonna phone it in? He's just gonna take the check. But no, he is like committed to this.
He's in it, bro.
Like, yeah.
And you know what's so cool is like him and Tom Hiddleston are really set into one another. I mean, they just got right back into it. It was like so easy for them to just turn on that character charm and really play off of each other well. I mean, I'm sure they have a good friendship outside of this because I feel like they have talked for years. Like I just feel like they've been friends for like 20, we go back like 20 years, bro. Like it just feels natural for the two of them on screen together.
So it's funny because I was bringing up all those buddy action movies with the A24 stuff earlier.
Yeah.
Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson got that bromance like thing down. Like they are just
man.
Like they just play off each other so good. Like them walking around the TVA, it's like almost like a True Detective story or something. Like just got the two guys just like shutting shit down, like tutting people down. I love it. Like
yeah, like it's been really cool seeing them pull the bromance off, man. They're really good at it. We got a quick comment from Kyle. Excited to see Ravonna. Might not be one of the most important characters, but in this multiverse, given her relationship with Kang, yeah, she. Let me not say a word. That's nothing. Not a peep. Opinions on Percy Jackson trailer. Listen, man, looks better than that movie. Did you check out the trailer, Lo?
No, I thought what I found was just like stills of like the characters. I didn't know there was a trailer.
Oh yeah, there was a trailer and it looks good. It's a couple weeks back. It's not fresh, but it looks good, man.
Yerp.
What up, Perp?
What's up, man?
Yep. G. Colby's loving the character work. Well, yeah, him and Tom Hiddleston. Yeah, that's right. Midnight in Paris. Forgot about that. Somewhere, Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller.
Love it. But what was I gonna say? I swear, man, like I don't know if that's like a part of it, if we ever gonna see his place in the timeline, but if we don't get Mobius on a damn jet ski, man, I'm gonna riot.
We got it before the show ends, man.
Like before the end of this show, we need to get Mobius on a jet ski, man.
Get him on a jet ski. We demand it. But y'all, we're gonna just hit our last segment here. We're just gonna hit this WTF moment. So I have my thoughts about it. I kind of changed my mind a little because at first I was like, he's like, you looking forward to the 5-hour Martin Scorsese movie, Killers of the Flower Moon? Yeah, perp. Shit, we hype. It's 3 hours, Joe-san.
Joe-san.
What is it? Hey, 3.5?
Perp, you're about to give Joe-san a heart attack.
He said 5 hours. What? Look, Loki finale airs the same night as the release of the Marvels. Yeah, man. It's MCU all night, baby, which I feel like they're kind of competing with themselves, but whatever. Who am I?
Well, I feel like the diehards, they're going to watch it at midnight, so they'll be good. They could sleep and then watch the Marvels, but...
Well, I mean, Loki comes out in the night now.
Oh, they're doing that late release thing?
It comes out, remember now it's coming out like at 7 or something.
Really? Oh.
Notice. Yeah, the Loki episodes come out at like 7 now, I think.
Oh, yeah, they were doing that with Ahsoka too, weren't they? Like at 6?
Yeah, put it out at 6, y'all. That 1 a.m. crap. Unless this week they did, because I watched it a couple weeks ago. I haven't watched it. So I don't know, but I think they're doing the evening. Let's just real quick, y'all. We just gonna touch on this real quick. Y'all gotta let us know your thoughts. Man, these people were having the time of their lives with this Taylor Swift concert, y'all. Time of their lives. So this ain't a concert, excuse me. This is the Eras Tour movie, y'all. Look at them. They're having the time of their lives like it's a concert. What do y'all think about this? Because at first I was kind of like, listen, man, I seen this and I was like, I ain't going. But I'm happy for them. I'm like, all right, you guys get to watch the Eras Tour. Maybe they didn't get to watch it, but you're not about to catch me up in this damn showing. How you feel, Lois? Do you
like
think it's like a little ridiculous? Like it's a
nah,
theater, but
it's like,
it
you
was
know what I
made
mean?
for this.
Y'all ain't really there, first of all. Like, you guys are not in the audience. Taylor cannot see you. But second of all, like, look, I'm all about positivity and I'm all about community. And if it means something to you, you Swifties out there, if it means something to you, cool, man. Have a good time. But for me, like you, Leo, I wouldn't want to be caught dead in a theater like that. I wouldn't want to be surrounded by people doing all that, and I'm not into it. So, not for me, not my cup of tea, but do you. Do whatever your
You
heart
ain't gonna
desires.
catch me. But what's weird is I'm like, okay, what theater is that? Because I'm seeing like this angle, and I'm like, did they like move the chairs or something? Because like, it's just me, or does that look kind of
Well,
like
I know for a fact,
spacious?
so
It's right here.
some of those bottom rows at certain theaters has a space in front of it.
Yeah, you're right.
And
There's like a
it,
deep
you know what
trench
I'm
on
saying?
there.
So it looks like they're just standing directly in front of the screen. So,
Man,
and
if
again,
I was there,
see,
look at
again,
her.
that's crazy. Like, they're hot the pumpkin spice. No, but like if they're gonna stand directly in front of the screen, you see like you can see their silhouettes. See that kills it for me. Like, I'm good. Like I don't want to be a part of that. But
Look, Jacoby and Tyler calling out that
some
it's looking like
midsummer shit.
midsummer. Yep, looking like that old midsummer chanting.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy. It's definitely fitting for like a WTF moment. But like you, Leo, like I'm not trying to rain their parade, but y'all do that over there, and I'll try to stay away from your guys' theater.
Yeah, because it's like I didn't even go to the theaters. Listen, y'all, I was like, let me check it out. I'm just curious to see, how her concert experience and stuff is. Because I like Red in 1989, I'll admit it, especially outside of the commercial stuff. But then when I said, listen, bro, when I said when I saw that video, I said, no. Y'all ain't about to catch me up in there because listen, maybe that's not every theater experience, I'm sure, but I don't want to be the one to just fuck around and just go to just check it out. And then there's people crazy up in the front row. Taylor, nope. Listen, I can't be in that. Y'all falling
Right.
out and shit and crying. And
No, but see, like I saw some of them on their knees and stuff, and I'm like, yo, like she's not really there, you guys. Like
that one, when we start pressing play, she's screaming on her knees, y'all. She's just I'm like, okay, you know what? I
it's
won't
like,
be going.
dude, like relax, like chill out.
Imagine this happening at Renaissance. Yeah, the Renaissance people gonna be behaving.
I
I don't
like,
think
oh,
they might be
maybe,
singing
hey,
along, but
yeah, you might get some people dancing in their seat a little bit, but yeah,
look,
none of
he's
that
like
on the, none of that crying on your knees stuff.
Joe sound like they out here finna make that in the Astro World. Man, I ain't gonna be dancing in front of the screen at the Marvel Zone, but I'm gonna be hyped. Y'all know I'm like the only
Leo,
cheerleader for that.
Leo, you're like your silhouette in front of the screen. You're like, Kamala.
Chris Stuckman reviewing the Eras tour was unexpected. Hey, listen, he's got to keep up with the kiddos. I think Beyonce movie, man, they're gonna be swaying in the audience and stuff, but I don't think they're gonna be down on the floor partying. Maybe,
Right. No, they're
who
not gonna be
knows,
screaming
man?
and hollering and shit. But
Who knows, though? Maybe they will be because that was some serious hollering. Like that was like some crying, like you at the concert for the first time type of shit. Like,
and also what I didn't get was like, oh, let's hold hands and do Ring Around the Rosie at the fucking movies. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, like, just nah. I won't. You won't catch me in there. And no, Joe-san, not in that way.
yeah, no, I'll just
Just
say
a
I meant
fan.
it
We're
because
just fans. Like,
Leo's like a fan, like just a
right?
fan,
Not
not like
not
a
like that. Not like that.
yeah,
But
platonic fan. There you go.
now, if we looking at it, listen, Monica is the one for me. Okay, now if we talk about that, that's where I'll be looking. But yeah, I
I'll
won't be
take
going
Brie.
to the eras. You know what? I'm probably gonna go to Renaissance and we'll see how it pans out. But yeah, I don't know about eras. I don't know. Yeah, the Marvels. I already got it. I've been cooking a video for weeks, J. Colby. I just cannot get time to edit it out. But I think it's going to not flop by our standards, but by the standards of like Disney and what they really want. It'll probably flop. So it'll do a Quantumania like performance, I think.
Unfortunately, I feel like that's definitely the way it's trending.
Yeah,
Not a lot of pre-sales. It feels like the hype is almost not there.
because like honestly, I think that's where I'm sitting. Is like I'm super hyped, but I can see there's not a lot of hype for it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man.
Hey, I agree, Colby. She is hella pretty.
Yeah, she was great in the Clone Tyrone. That was a good ass movie that is going so under talked about this year. Very, very good movie. That they Clone Tyrone.
John Boyega's in that too, right?
Yep, and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, man.
Really, really good cast.
I'm lacking. I missed out on a lot of stuff, actually.
That one's a good one, man. That one's a good one. But y'all, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Lo, let the people know where they can find you and what's coming on up on your platforms, my friend.
Y'all can follow me on Twitter and Letterboxd at Marcellus Durden. I'm a proud editor, reviewer, and critic at The Cinema Spot. Check us out, thecinemaspot.com. Lots of great reviews and episode reviews from our great crew over there. I still have writer's block, but one of these days I'm going to get some cooking, hopefully before Christmas. So fingers crossed.
He cooking. Y'all can find me down here at not Leo, but at Geekly Goods. Y'all can find me over on the main channel cooking up some content. I'm finally going to try to get my butt onto that dang Marvels video, y'all. I've had this video in the can for weeks, so I'm going to try to get that one edited up this week, talking a little bit about the Marvels and the box office and how that could do. And then got a slew of movies coming up. Let's see. The Killers of the Flower Moon screening is this week for me. I've got Priscilla on Tuesday. There's quite a few movies coming up, guys, so there will be some reviews for that stuff on the main channel. Guys, come on back next week. And Joe-san, working on the Discord server, bro. Stay patient with us. We'll get it for you. But y'all, we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods Live, baby.